Hello, everyone. My name is Cadle. I'm Dr. Frank Cadle, and I am presenting another of my multi-platform live streams. And I'm hoping that you will bear with me just a second as I deal with the technical aspects of trying to be on multi-platforms. There we go. So I really want to thank everybody for attending the live tonight. I'm going to be doing these weekly, and this is the first one that I've done on a multi-platform basis. And I want you to understand that I've done a lot of lives that are available on YouTube that you can go back and look at the old ones. I've done most of them on TikTok. And why have I migrated off of TikTok? Well, the reason is because on TikTok, they have a discovery page where you can go and look and see what's trending. And despite the fact there have been 9 or 10 billion mentions of the hashtag Ukraine, Ukraine's not listed as trending. And in fact, if you search for Ukraine, one of the things they'll ask you for is if you'd like to learn how to speak Russian. So I've disassociated myself from the platform, pretty much stopped posting there completely. I'm only posting on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. But you can find me on all three of those, and you can find me on all three of those live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. So I really hope that we'll get some semblance of the degree of engagement I got on TikTok, where I had 70-some thousand followers, because as a physician who has successfully lost more than 20% of my body weight in 2021, I feel that I have a message to carry that people can benefit from hearing. And so I'm going to continue to do this, at least in the short term, until I've accumulated enough of these live streams to kind of compile them and use that as a backup to my hopefully upcoming book. Anyway, so portion control. Portion control is the foundation of the Get Fit and Be Lean program. And I started it on January 1st of 2021. And it really is one of the simplest ways to decrease your overall caloric intake and achieve some sort of weight balance. At the time, January 1st, 2021, I had gained quite a bit of weight through the shutdown and even before the shutdown, and really had kind of achieved welcome Samo. Thank you for joining. Really good to have somebody on the live. Sedentary lifestyle had really ballooned up above 250 pounds. My systolic blood pressure was over 130 millimeters. My cholesterol was elevated. My heart rate resting was in the 90s. And I really wanted to make a change. So one of the first things that I started doing was portion control, taking a look at how much I ate of what I eat. And the reason that I took this approach was primarily because I'm not a big fan of diets, particularly those diets that are fad kind of oriented. And I wanted to have a sustainable program that could apply to just about anybody, whether they're a vegetarian, whether they are a meat eater, if they're a person who's got a problem with some kind of milk intolerance or gluten sensitivity. I think trying to tell people to eliminate entire groups of food is not very beneficial. And so my goal with this program is to just limit my overall caloric intake with portion control. And I'll talk a little bit over the next week about the vegetable aspect of the Get Fit and Be Lean program. But when you talk about portion control, it's really important to understand that if you're dealing with dried goods, rice, oats, any kind of starches like noodles, there's usually a list on the package that will tell you what a serving size is. And I really recommend, if you're just starting out, you stick with that because it will help you. I posted a video yesterday about proteins. With proteins, you're really going to want to look at the size of the palm of your hand. And if you're eating a burger or steak or fish or chicken, you want to have a portion that will fit in the palm of your hand. Now, when we talk about packaged foods, it's really weird the way they do things. If you look at a Coca-Cola, okay, this is the ones that I like to drink, 7.5 fluid ounces, and they're required to list all kinds of different information on it. And one of the things they have to list is the serving size. The serving size is 1, okay? And that's for 7.5 fluid ounces. Now, if you go and you buy a soda, okay, and you look at the serving size as 1 bottle, but this is 20 fluid ounces, okay, 240 calories. And it's the same thing with root beer, which is really my preferred, A&W. It's got that frosty bun taste. This is a 7.5 ounce, and it says 1 serving, 100 calories. But if you look at 16.9 fluid ounces, serving size is 1 bottle. Now, obviously, that's 230 calories, more than 2 times the smaller serving, but they're telling you they're the same serving sizes. So they're not. And if you look at this is 3.5 ounces of Cheetos. They make smaller bags of Cheetos that are single serving, okay? And they tell you on the bag this is 3.5 servings. But let's face it, if you buy the grab bag of Cheetos or you buy the grab bag of Lay's, okay, instead of the ones that you pull off of the little rack that are much smaller, you're probably going to be eating a whole bag of chips. So serving sizes can vary, and particularly can vary with processed foods. And, it's not like they're out to get you or anything, but let's take a look at this, okay? This is really something that I like to eat as a snack. This is a Kind bar, okay? And they're required to list nutritional information. Serving size is 1 bar, okay? And 1 bar is 90 calories. Well, that's a nice little snack. Well, this is a Kind bar. This is a 40-gram Kind bar, okay? You look at the difference there. That's a 40-gram Kind bar. Serving size is, once again, 1 bar, okay? So 180 calories. And a lot of processed foods is really like this. Do I use palm size estimation for beef? Absolutely. You have to be careful how you stack it. A 3-inch filet is going to sit a little higher than a sirloin. But yes, palm size, this is an estimation, okay? These are because these things don't generally come the way rice and noodles do with a specific size on the package. You saw me measuring out my cereals. Fruit usually comes about 1 per serving, except you get a really big banana. You can cut those in half. As long as they're flecked with brown and golden hue, the right ripeness, the peel will just wrap around the end of the half, save it for the next day, okay? And just taking a half of what you're provided is really useful if you're eating out. Can really benefit you over the long term. And this is not just a question of calories in. It's a question of satisfaction, satiety, a question of feeling like you have had enough to eat. And that starts before you ever take your first bite. And if you'll go back and look at my videos this week, I really concentrated on serving sizes in different containers. And if you're talking about your latte, I like a latte as much as anybody. You get a venti, you're talking a lot of calories, and I can do fine with just a 12 ounce. So you really got to pay attention to what you put it in, because that determines how satisfied. And in fact, there is some research that indicates that just having somebody tell you that you're going to be satisfied will increase your likelihood of satiety from a meal. This is quite a big psychological issue. Now, after you've been on the program for a while, you've been really sticking to single-size servings, you'll find that your stomach gets smaller. I was really kind of amazed that I could eat a grapefruit for breakfast and be perfectly satisfied, get a cup of coffee, 10 o'clock, and be good until lunchtime. And really, I'm still having to adjust this because I have to tell you, there is the great enemy of portion size, and that is thermogenic adaptation. And I've done a live, it's available on my YouTube channel, on thermogenic adaptation. It's a pretty complex biochemical process, but essentially your body wants to maintain nutritional stores. Your fat cells want to stay stored. All of these different biochemical pathways are oriented towards making sure you don't starve to death, because people have. And over the eons of our evolution, that's been a pretty serious risk. Unfortunately, with our ready availability of food that we have today, it's not a risk anymore for most people, particularly in Western developed countries. The bigger risk is obesity, morbid obesity, obesity with metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance and hyperglycemia and diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterolism. And these are things that I got to be honest with you, I'm not really targeting for myself. For myself, I want to be able to get up out of a chair. I want to be able to put on a pair of clothes without having them fall off because my waist is bigger than my hips. So for me, I'm not interested in living forever, but it does tend to increase your likelihood of longevity. And that is because lower cholesterol, lower blood pressure, lower cardiovascular risks. And these are sustainable long-term changes that you can make with just portion control. And I really would like to encourage you to take a look in your cupboard, look at the utensils you use, look at the utensils you use to serve. If you've got a really big serving utensil, that's a one service kind of thing. If you've got a smaller one, you can scoop out a couple more, but you really want to eat on small plates. You want to use small bowls. If you're drinking anything but water, you definitely want to use small cups and glasses. And all of these things will help your mind start to interpret what is needed for you to survive and what is going to satiate you as far as eating a meal. So welcome to the Olsons. I don't know which one that is. Samo, thank you. Really good to have everybody here. I really appreciate everybody coming by. And I hope that you'll go back and look at some of my tweets from this week on serving sizes. I'm going to be doing some more over the next week, and I'm going to be talking about the second primary benefit of the Get Fit and Be Lean approach, which is leafy green vegetables. And I'll be posting some videos about that in the upcoming week. And I'll be continuing to do these lives for now. We'll see if I get enough engagement to really make it worth it. It's really tough shifting platforms, man. I was rocking and rolling with hundreds of attendees on TikTok, but I just can't be a part of it until they recognize that Ukraine is the most significant hashtag there is, even more than Get Fit and Be Lean. And that they put it on their Discover page and pay attention to what's going on in the world. I know it's a platform for youthful people and it's a lighthearted place, but I can't be a part of it until they make some acknowledgments. But I will be on Twitter, and you can look at my tweets, and I try to put all of the scientific articles on which the popular articles I tweet about are based in my PubMed bibliography. And I do try to do regular posts to the Reels on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm just kind of feeling all this stuff out for right now as I try to get back into the program. I slipped myself a little bit just over the holidays and haven't really made a whole lot of progress with traveling and taken time to learn a new platform, but I am going to continue to post, and I'm going to continue to try to carry a message for people to get fit and be lean. I hope if anybody has any questions, you present them to me in just about any format that you want to reach out, and I'll try to address them, maybe address them with its own video. Thank you very much.